Hello, everybody. It's Paul from Alexandria Knife Sharpening and Laser Engraving. Wanted to show you another use for ChatGPT. I had a client, he sent me this picture of this dagger up here. He actually sent me two pictures of engravings he wants to put on a dagger that he was given as a gift. The one side has a Bible verse, and I forget what the other side was. He sent it to me in a text message. The matter of matching it is not always super easy to do. And I thought maybe an easier solution would be to just have ChatGPT match it for me and then trace that, turn it into an SVG, and then I can just do the engraving on his knife with what ChatGPT pulls from the knife. And it got the first one spot on. And you can see what I did was I said, can you match this text for me and make it in a separate image? It gave me the separate image. So now I can download this image and I can just use that. Now, the other one I have to do is even different text, and it's a different language. So I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to bring in the picture. So you can see here is the picture. I'm uploading it to ChatGPT. And then I'm going to just give it exactly the same prompt because I want it to do the same thing. This is just for the other side, and see if it can match this. All right, so it didn't get it correct that time. I think it's because the picture is too dark, and I think it's having a hard time reading all of the text. In an effort to make it a little bit easier for it, I took the picture, I increased the contrast, brightened it up a bit so that the lettering would really pop, and let's see if it can figure it out this time. Here we go. So here's a much brighter version of it right up here. I'm going to click this and open, and let's try the same thing again. Match the text for me and make it in a separate file. So this time I'm going to change it to, can you match this text for me and put it in a separate file. And I'm going to add one more thing to it this time. Help if I spelled separate correct. File, and give it a white background. There we go. Let's try that. Send. And here it goes. Let's see what we got. Processing image. Lots of people are creating images right now, so this might take a bit. Okay. Now, the other possibility I could do is I could just try and pull it off of it and also trace it. The reason I didn't like that is because of the crease in this knife, and I don't want that to like distort the text any. I wish I wish you just sent me a picture of just the text and not with it on a knife. I don't know if he did this kind of mock-up himself or if he found that somewhere. I'm not sure which one of those he did. He did send me the text in a text message, but it also, again, looks completely different. I'm sure that's got more to do with like converting different languages and stuff on your iPhone, and what fonts and things are available in your iPhone. But we're going to see if we can get it done. I think it's going to be able to do it. As you can see, it's just taken a little bit of time. And this is one of the reasons why I have thought about having a paid ChatGPT account, because apparently you do get faster processing times, and you are limited on the regular free plan per day to how many times you can do particular things, like especially when it comes to image stuff. They definitely limit you on how many times a day you can use it. All right, well, in the meantime, I think what we're going to do here is I think I'm going to double check my other one that it did get correct. And this one looks perfect. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to at least get started with this one. I'm going to download that. Then I have two options. I could either use Xtool Creative Space or I could use LightBurn. Why don't we use LightBurn today? Last video I showed you Xtool Creative Space, and today we'll do this with LightBurn. Tracing images in LightBurn is pretty simple to do. Now, let's see, we making any progress? It says it's still working. This happens sometimes. I have noticed this with, oh, here we go. And I think we got it. Let's see. Yeah. All right. So I think we got both. And look, it did the white background for me, which is exactly what we wanted there. Yeah, that is just going over each letter and mark here. That is perfect. It got it. It nailed it. So it was really just the darkness of that picture. So that's really great. So yes, it totally worked. I am really psyched about that. And now what we're going to do, we're going to download that one too. So now I downloaded both of those and we can just continue on with what we're doing here. All right, so let's go over to LightBurn. It's not open, so I'm going to have to open it on my computer. Okay, so here I am in LightBurn. And the first thing I am going to do, I'm going to bring in one of these images. So I can simply come up here and I can go open. And as long as it's in a file format, which it should be, we have to, sometimes you have to come down here and select all supported. And you'll see now I can click on it here. All right, so let's grab the first image. All right, so there is our first one. And we want to come into tools and we're going to go trace image and let's see what happens. And it looks like it perfectly selected my text, which is great. And that looks really good to me. Even going to mess with that. I'm just going to click OK. All right. So there's our text. It will fill in if all I have to do, it's line art right now. And if I click fill here, you'll see there's our text. All right. So we got our one. Now, the only thing I might do here is I might consider separating this into two parts because I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to get this on the knife. So I might have to do this over top of as you saw, it's a dagger. So it has a high peak in the middle. It's not flat. And I think the top part of this engraving is going to have to be up top. This is going to be the crease of the peak of the middle of the knife. And this is going to be on the lower part. So I'm probably going to break this into two separate parts. So I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste it. So there I got two of them. Let's ungroup it. Yeah, there we go. This is probably what we need to do. There we go. Yeah, see, okay. Because this is a SVG now, that's what it makes when you separate something like that. I can now have this in two separate parts and I can control them differently. So you saw basically what this was just one giant thing all grouped together. But once I hit ungroup, you'll see I can even grab just probably just one letter. Yeah. So I can move all of these things around individually. So that is, let's go grab our other image and we'll bring that in. I think I have to import it. Yeah, that's probably it. Open. Yeah. So that was what I was doing wrong. I needed to import this into here so that I could have both in the same file. Just little tricky things you sometimes have to figure out with LightBurn. But we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to come down here and we're just going to trace this image again. Looks like it nailed it perfectly. So I'm going to click OK. And there we go. There's our second one. And then same thing here. I'm probably just going to ungroup these and then select one lower piece. Yep. And that's good. And I'm going to select this. Now, what I'm going to do here is I am going to just get this out of the way. I'm going to move this one over here. We know we got our two sides of our knife. All right, so now I'm just going to set up my engraving. All I have to do now is get my knife out, get it put into a jig, and then commence with doing these engravings on the knife. This knife is powder coated, so it does have a coating on it. So it's very similar, again, like I did the other day. We're going to be treating this like a tumbler. Our goal is to remove the powder coating and have these show as the letters underneath in the stainless color that should be under that powder coating. So here's a little tip for you. If you have to work on a knife that you've never done before, especially a coated knife like this one, and you're not 100% sure how your settings are going to work out, you'll see here I took the scales off of the knife, and I was actually able to test in a part where that knife didn't show. And that's how I made sure my settings were correct.